Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Kenesha Dees. A new medical facility is coming to Lawrence County. The Huntsville Hospital Health System received unanimous state approval to build a $14 million facility aimed at bringing more outpatient health care services to the community. The new facility will be located along Highway 24 in Moulton, sitting on a 20-acre site. This location provides plenty of space for future expansion, ample parking, and easy access for residents throughout Lawrence County. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala was on site to show how this new center will bring more medical care closer to the community.
It may just look like open land right now, but soon this site will become Lawrence County's next medical facility, expanding access to care without residents having to leave the county. The 10,000 square foot facility will include extended hours urgent care, a diagnostic imaging center, lab services, respiratory and physical therapy, and a community room to serve locals.
There's going to be a community room built in this new facility to where we can offer a lot of education. We're also adding more physicians. We have a new primary care doctor, Dr. J.C. Avery, that's starting this summer in the Moulton area, straight out of training. So my goal is to help add more providers there.
The project comes after Lawrence Medical Center ended inpatient services last year, with remaining outpatient services now operating under Decatur Morgan Hospital, which will also oversee development and management of the new facility.
I had a call earlier today to go over all the architectural plans, and we're close to getting those finished. And once we finish that, then they'll do the bids for the construction work, and then you'll start seeing dirt moving over there. And hopefully, I say about 18 months from now, we'll have our building open. Hopefully it'll be shorter than that.
The new center will feature 3D mammography and will help recruit more providers to Lawrence County. While it won't have a 24-hour emergency room, extended hours and close work with local EMS will help fill the gap. In Moulton, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
Power says the facility will also offer state-of-the-art equipment and room for future expansion, providing a fresh start for local health care in Lawrence County. Yes, it was the day to get outdoors. This is atop Montesano. The sun made an appearance over the mountain today, and I might say it was a beautiful appearance. Crystal clear sky. I just hope people took advantage of it. Let's bring in Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, it was a beautiful day, but will it remain to be a beautiful night?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's going to be a beautiful night, but it is going to be a beautiful next couple of hours before the rain begins to move in. 61 right now in Huntsville, 65 in Fayetteville, 65 in Florence. This after climbing into the lower 70s this afternoon with the beautiful sunshine that we had today. 65 right now in Fort Payne. We're also talking about 65 degrees right now in Albertville. Radar is trying to pick up on a little bit of rain, primarily west of the I-65 corridor. Limestone down into Morgan County, maybe those folks picking up on a little bit of rain. Lawrence County, Franklin County over in northwest Alabama. Those folks trying to pick up on a little bit of rain. Now, while this activity is showing up on radar, I don't actually think this activity is making it towards the ground, and that's going to be a bit of a point of confusion for the next couple of hours. We are incredibly dry here at the surface. Dew points are currently sitting in the upper 20s and lower 30s. So while this activity might be falling from the sky, it's going to evaporate before it makes it to the surface. That, however, is going to begin to change as we head into the overnight, as a warm front lifts to the north and a cold front pushes its way to the east. We'll talk about it all in a couple of minutes.
We've learned the Huntsville Police Department confirmed a teenager is dead after a shooting. HPD responded to the 5000 block of Powell Drive around 4:15 p.m. yesterday, where officers say they found a 17-year-old who was shot. The teenager was taken to a local hospital where he later died from his injuries. Police say because the victim is a minor, his identity will not be released. The shooting believed to be isolated. Investigators are still working to determine the circumstances surrounding this case. A Huntsville pastor sentenced to 5 years in federal prison on embezzlement charges. According to court documents, Adrian Davis, the pastor of the All Nations Worship Assembly, stole more than $400,000 from the church between 2018 and 2020 to purchase luxury cars, jewelry, and Louis Vuitton items, all without church approval. Davis also owes more than $100,000 to the IRS. Back in October, he signed a plea agreement for charges of wire fraud and filing a false tax return. All Nations Worship Assembly rebranded and now operates under a different name. A man behind bars tonight after allegedly stealing from a church in Decatur. The police department says officers were sent to the 3000 block of Upper River Road after thousands of dollars in electronic equipment was reported stolen. Investigators named Jurdy Hughes Jr., pictured here as a suspect, and later found items allegedly stolen during the burglary inside his home. Hughes was arrested and charged with burglary and theft of property. He's held in Morgan County Jail on a $40,000 bond. Major League Fishing denying responsibility for a deadly boating accident during one of the organization's tournaments last year. The case centers the April collision that killed 3 people when a boat driven by Flint Davis slammed into another boat. Here's video of that. Davis faces criminal charges, including reckless manslaughter. A court filing yesterday responds to a lawsuit brought by Luke Morgan, one of the 2 people injured in the crash. MLF and its president, Boyd Duckett, argue Davis isn't an employee of the organization, but rather a participant in the tournament, and therefore they cannot be held liable for his actions. The organization also rejected claims that it fostered unsafe boating conditions, stating conditions were sunny and clear the day of the collision. Huntsville Animal Services sounding the alarm after reaching its highest capacity level for dogs. The shelter is at crisis level 4 after taking in 77 animals from just one home. Officials say there's an immediate need for people to adopt or foster dogs to help free up space. They say every kennel is full and the dogs are feeling the effects. A full list of available animals for adoption and fostering on FOX54.com. The search for a missing 2-year-old girl from Enterprise who hasn't been seen since early January continues. Genesis Reed, you see here, was reported missing by her mother on Monday. Her mother told authorities her daughter was nowhere to be found in their apartment. However, police began to question the mother's account and charged her with false reporting. Adrian Reed, pictured here, remains jailed on a $1 million bond, but she has not yet been named a murder suspect. At a news conference yesterday, the Enterprise police chief told reporters this case is putting a toll on him and others involved.
It's very, very emotional. All of us, just about 90-something% of us have kids, and either they're older, some of us are expecting our first grandbaby, and it's tough. So lack of sleep, emotional trauma, it gets to you. So yes, we're all feeling it and we just want her home.
Very, very sad case. Well, residents will gather tonight for a candlelight vigil in support of Genesis and her family. We'll have more on that vigil and the search for Genesis tonight on Fox 54 News at 9. As the search for Nancy Guthrie continues, dispatchers at an Arizona call center are urging people to think before they call in a tip. Since the 80-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie was reported missing almost 3 weeks ago, investigators have received as many as 30,000 tips. The FBI and local authorities are processing a high volume of possible leads each day. One 911 dispatch manager in Tucson explains the call center's process to vet tips and advice on when to call and any important information.
Call takers that are trying to ask very specific questions. They're trying to be as detailed as possible. We want to make sure that the tips and the leads that we're receiving here are credible, that they're a viable piece of information, and it's something that our investigators might be able to act on. So it's just questioning these callers and gathering the appropriate information for the appropriate call.
Ochoa says it's crucial to keep lines open and available for emergencies not related to the Guthrie investigation.
But you're about to play February 20th, 2026 as Arbor Day.
A perfect day to plant trees and dub it Arbor Day in the city of Huntsville. We'll hear more from Mayor Tommy Battle. And historic cabins at Montesano revamped and ready for you to enjoy. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell gives us a look inside. you're looking for a weekend getaway that blends history with a bit of modern luxury, you might want to check out Montecito State Park. The Alabama State Park System officially unveiled its renovation project today. After a year's worth of work, the historic Civilian Conservation Corps cabins built back in the 1930s that sit right on the edge of the bluff are finally ready. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell got a look at the upgrades at the ribbon cutting this morning.
The views from the bluffs at Montesano have always been world-class, but the cabins were starting to show their age. State officials and local leaders gathered for a ribbon cutting to celebrate the renovations of all 13 cabins. While the outside of the cabins remain virtually untouched to preserve that iconic 1930s architecture, the interiors have undergone a total renovation. Guests will find new kitchen appliances, modern fixtures, and updated bathrooms that provide a 21st century feel inside a historic shell. Commissioner Chris Blankenship says because each cabin is unique, the work had to be designed individually.
We have 13 cabins up here that we have totally renovated and really updated those for the public. Got new kitchens, new bathrooms, new mattresses, new sheets. When they built them, almost 100 years ago, they didn't build them cookie cutter. They made them individual, and so had made the renovations a little bit. Each cabin had to be designed individually on the renovations.
For state leaders, the goal is to balance Huntsville's rapid growth as the Rocket City with places families can slow down.
We want to make sure that this is not just a good place to live and work, but also play. And that's why this renovation and this investment from the state is so important to continue that going upwards.
Beyond the fresh paint and new furniture, the project also focused on accessibility. The park added new ADA-compliant campsites and a brand new bathhouse to ensure everyone can enjoy the mountain. From Huntsville, Logan Alexandra Russell, Fox 54 News.
Now, Logan, I was happy to see this. It looks so cozy, and from what I understand, there's 50 cabins.
So the cabins, there are 13 historical cabins.
Okay.
And so they renovated the inside of all of them, but still kept the exterior architecture just to kind of keep the history and honor that.
Okay. And then also, I think you said it's pretty affordable too.
Yes, when I went online, everything that I saw at least was under $200 per night. So.
Okay, wow. And it looks like it's spacious in there too. I saw some bunk beds. I think you said you could fit up to how many people?
You can fit up to 4 people in there, but comfortably about 3.
Oh my gosh. So if it's under 200 a night and there's 4 people, that's not a bad split in cost.
It's not at all. I definitely want to go back up there.
Oh my gosh, yes. Me too, girl. Well, we'll see. Thank you so much, Logan.
Of course.
All right, let's see what's coming up. We've got some fun activities lined up for you over the next couple of days, including a health and wellness fair. We'll have your happening this weekend next. And Jordan, will weather be good enough to be outdoors this weekend?
Contrary to what the radar is showing right now, yes, I do believe we are going to be talking about some wonderful weather as we head into the weekend. Now, it is going to be much cooler, but nice nonetheless. We'll talk about it in just a minute. Did you know that you can get weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus? Here's how. Go to Fox 54 Plus on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or Samsung. Once you're on the main screen, push the down arrow and click on the Fox 54 Plus Weather Impact 24/7 block. Here, you'll find radar, current temperatures and conditions, traffic cams, forecasts, and more, all available on demand. Want to get back to the main channel? Just push the down arrow and click on the 24/7 stream button. It's your weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus. Start streaming today.
Plant some trees was a rallying call today at the City of Huntsville's very own Arbor Day celebration, a special ceremony involving Smokey the Bear and several local organizations. Dozens of people made it out for some awards celebrating contributions to urban forestry, special art, and poems from students at James Dawson Elementary School. Mayor Tommy Battle also made a special proclamation on behalf of the city. Here's a listen.
Therefore, I, as Tommy Battle, favor the City of Huntsville to hear about the clay February 20th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the City of Huntsville.
And there you have it. Some of the biggest groups at the event included the Alabama A&M University Fire Dogs, the Alabama Forestry Commission, and Huntsville's Green Team. The event ended with the ceremonial planting of a young tree, and organizers gave out free tree seedlings, all with the goal of making Huntsville's skyline just a little bit greener. We're almost to go for a launch. NASA says they're targeting early March for its mission to the moon. The space agency held a news conference at Cape Canaveral today to announce a successful fueling test of its Artemis II rocket last night. That is very good news. The Rocket City, a big part of this mission. The Marshall Space Flight Center manufactured the Orion stage adapter, which connects the Space Launch System rocket to the Orion spacecraft. The flight will send 4 astronauts on an approximately 600,000-mile trip around the moon and back. But NASA cautions there is still some work that needs to be done.
We do have work to go to get our systems ready for launch. We've already begun the data reviews from the wet dress yesterday, and there's some other work that needs to be done out at the pad. One thing I do want to say here today is that following that successful wet dress yesterday, we're now targeting March 6th as our earliest launch attempt.
Ooh, we are hoping for all systems go. The 3 Americans and 1 Canadian astronaut plan to go into the mandatory 2-week health quarantine tonight. And you can watch the entire news conference on demand right here on Fox 54 Plus.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
Ooh, yeah, very beautiful view. The sun came out after this morning's rain, bringing warm temps and lots of sunshine to the Tennessee Valley. And guess what? I'm going to enjoy it while I can.
Ah, yes, because the warmth is about to come to an end. Now, I think it's very nice of the fine folks at NASA to tell us that there's a little bit more work that needs done. That doesn't matter at this point. We've all got our hopes up for March 6th launch. So,
I'm marking my calendar.
It's it, and every other potential launch day after that is officially marked on the calendar. I don't care what time I have to get up in the morning. I don't care how late I have to stay up at night. I will attend a watch party.
I know, it's very historic, and I'm just super excited. And like you mentioned before, this is great for our city, the Rocket City.
Exactly. There's just something extra special and extra exciting about living here during the Artemis program. We did get a little bit of rain this morning across the Tennessee Valley. Maybe it woke you up. It woke me up. Now, the rain totals weren't particularly heavy, but what made the rain sound intense is the fact that we had a bit of an uptick in the wind this morning. I believe we had some wind gusts, 30 to 35 miles per hour, and that just kind of blew around the rain a little bit, kind of made it sound more intense than it actually was. We didn't have any thunderstorm activity. None of the storms were particularly strong. We just had a little bit of rain. Most of us picked up 1/4 of an inch or less than 1/4 of an inch of rain. There is more of it in the forecast. Rain's going to begin to develop across the Tennessee Valley over the next couple of hours and then continue through the earliest part of Saturday morning. From there, we are dry Sunday through Wednesday of next week. Next chance of rain will build into our area as we head into next Thursday. Now, we would like to see more rain than this in the forecast, believe it or not. We could use a little bit of it. Normally, February is a big rainmaker, and thus far, February has not lived up to the hype. With that in mind, moderate drought conditions have settled in across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Now, what sort of impact does this have for us in the immediate future? It's not a massive impact because we're not into the growing season yet, but it is worth a note and something we would like to get fixed before we do get into the growing season. Radar's trying to pick up on a little bit of rain across Franklin County, Lawrence County, maybe Limestone and Madison counties. I don't think any of this activity is actually hitting the ground. Here at the surface, dew points are in the upper 20s and lower 30s. So while this rain might be falling from the sky, it's going to evaporate before it ever makes it to the surface. There's the front that pushed its way through the Tennessee Valley late last night, early this morning. We're now focused on this area of low pressure here back off to the west. It's going to push its way to the east and bring another cold front through. late tonight and then early tomorrow morning. And that's where we're going to get this next batch of rain to push its way into the Tennessee Valley. Maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder, but for the most part, I think it's going to be very similar to what we saw last night, where it's just going to be some pockets of heavier rain and maybe a little bit of wind. It's also not going to stick around too terribly long. By the time we get to the later part of the morning, early into the afternoon, we are going to be dry. Futurecast tries to bring some additional rain into the Tennessee Valley as we head into Saturday evening. Futurecast is getting way too excited about this. If we do get some rain on Saturday evening, I think that shower activity would be incredibly isolated in nature, rather scattered. Most of us are probably going to be dry. If it does rain, it doesn't stick around very long. We dry out through the overnight and then early into your Sunday morning. Plenty of sunshine as we head into Sunday afternoon, but it is going to be quite chilly. We're going to maintain a mostly clear sky as we head into the Monday morning commute as well. The temperatures climbed into the lower 70s this afternoon. We're currently sitting somewhere in the 60s, 61 in Huntsville, 65 in Coleman, 63 in Florence, upper 50s for our friends in Pulaski, up across southern Middle Tennessee. We drop into the upper 40s as we head into the overnight. I've got a low temperature right around 48 degrees. 66 for your Saturday. Saturday is actually going to be a really nice day, so if you have any afternoon plans, you can certainly do those outside. We're going to start the day with some cloud cover, but then we should get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine. 45 on Sunday, 40 on Monday. Look where we start Monday. We start Monday in the low and mid 20s. We'll do that again on Tuesday. Back into the 60s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week.
It is finally the weekend, and now's the time to go outside before temps drop again. So here's a roundup of your weekend happenings. First up, Alabama Constitution Hall Park will host a free program exploring the lives and legacies of Black patriots who shaped the American Revolution. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow with interactive stations opening until 2 p.m. Next up, the Hogan YMCA will host a free wellness event offering health resources and connections with community partners. The event focuses on your well-being through activities and information provided. That fair is tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. And families can experience the sounds of a symphony orchestra at the Mark C. Smith Concert Hall. Before the performance starts, you and your family can enjoy musical games and activities. The free event is tomorrow at 11. And as always, if none of this is your style, go to fox54.com for a full list of this weekend's happenings.
High school teams from the Class 7A ranks finally getting their chance to take part in the Northwest Regionals. I'm Mo Carter, and I've got semifinal action coming up next from Hansville on Fox 54.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. Fast-paced news updates, featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime warrior style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look, to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app. Available on Android and iOS devices. Streaming 24/7.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
Friday was the final day of semifinal action at the Northwest Regionals on the campus of Wallace State Community College, with a number of local teams trying to get a win and punch their ticket to next week's regional finals. Kicking things off were the Lady Falcons of Florence. Coach Blair Woods and her team taking on Hillcrest Tuscaloosa in a 7A regional semifinal. Third quarter, Florence down by 8. Jordan Rick grabbing the rebound, taking it coast to coast for the easy layup. She dropped 31 points today for Florence as her team trailed by 6. On the other end, Sky Latham going through the spin cycle before putting up the floater that is nothing but net for Hillcrest. Patriots led Florence by 10 at the end of the third. In the fourth quarter, Florence kept chipping away at that lead. Journey Hawkins taking it to the rack. She finished with 16 points. Florence now down by 4. But the Falcons had no answer for Blakely Nixon. She had 26 points today as Hillcrest Tuscaloosa eliminates Florence by a final of 69-62. Moving over to boys class 7A regional semifinals, Bob Jones taking on Thompson in the Morton matinee. Bob Jones coming out strong. Harrison Lockett has the initial shot blocked, but B.J. Kellum is there to scoop it up and scores on the putback. Patriots tie it up. Then Mitchell Robinson glides through the lane like your favorite shooting guard, hits the jumper. Bob Jones with the lead. Thompson, they had a big second quarter. Cam Pritchett grabbing the rebound, throws it up to Matthew Bevel for the alley-oop slam. Thompson led by 6 at the break. They eliminate Bob Jones in the regional semifinals by a final score of 68-61. Coming up tonight in sports at 9 p.m., we'll have additional games from the campus of Wallace State Community College. Covering high school basketball in Hansville, I'm Mo Carter, Fox 54 Sports.
Coming up tonight on Fox 54 News, a long-standing lumber mill in Albertville is closing, putting more than 60 people out of work. We hear from a concerned resident about how the closure will impact the community. The U.S. Supreme Court delivering a blow to President Trump's economic agenda and foreign policy. We'll tell you what this means for you and how Alabama's leaders are responding. And a new medical center is coming to Lawrence County, but maybe not soon enough. We'll tell you the local impacts tonight on Fox 54 News. Before we let you go, the Keurig Dr. Pepper Company of Beverages says it's releasing new flavors and re-releasing some beloved tastes for this year. Up to 35 varieties across several brands. Dr. Pepper announced it's bringing back creamy coconut zero sugar flavor starting in April. Other drinks include strawberry flavored Canada Dry. You see right here, Mandarin Orange 7-Up, Blood Orange Bai, and multiple zero sugar Mott's apple juices. That is a lot, but if you ask me, I am okay with the original, traditional Dr. Pepper.
Oh, thank you. See, like, what is the problem with sticking with the OG? Why do we need all of these flavors? I don't understand.
I mean, to me, I love Dr. Pepper. It's one of my favorite soft drinks. I don't drink it often, but I love it. The flavor is just so good.
Do you add maybe even just a little spritz of